From Nursery story, how technology benefits the early years sector. For that, I invite Mr. Peter, Sales Director of Nursery Story, to come up on the stage. Everybody, please welcome him on the stage with huge round of applause.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Peter Ledwidge, and I'm the Sales Director for Nursery Story. Very, very happy to be here in India, the first visit to India. Everything was very last minute, so I don't have any fancy slides or great presentations for you. Just want to share a few thoughts on how we at Nursery Story see technology benefiting the early years sector. There'll be one or two videos playing in the background just for some visuals for you. And if anybody has any questions, please keep them to yourself. We're very happy to answer them later, but I appreciate it if you don't interrupt my flow. I'm used to having an auto cue in front of me. Okay, new normal. What is new normal? Well, technology is the new normal. It's all around us. Looking around the room, I think I can say almost everyone remembers a time when there was no internet, or even no mobile phones if you're as old as me. We can't escape it. However, if we understand it, it's very, very difficult to understand the behind the scenes. Technology is complicated. And yet, there are examples where it's so easy. Facebook's a great example. Everybody manages to navigate their Facebook account. And yet, the technology behind that must be immensely complicated. So our kind of modus operandi is to take the technology and make it as simple as possible. Email's another example. Most people can send and receive emails. But if it doesn't work, if it fails to send, how many people can actually go in behind the workings of it and fix the problem? I know I can't. I have to get someone much better qualified to do it. So our software was developed specifically with that in mind. Most nursery teachers, like most people, wouldn't be technical experts. So our software was designed with industry experts on the ground, asking them what they need to make the job as easy as possible. So that's kind of how it all came around. Similarly, technology, as I'm sure most of you know, is very, very expensive to develop. And it's my personal feeling, business is business. Money has to be recouped, profit has to be made. Therefore, the development tended to go, in terms of nursery management software, tended to go down the route of pleasing the owners and pleasing the big chains and pleasing the business people. And maybe the on-the-grounds in the classroom kind of got left behind a little bit in terms of development. So we decided to change that. There's nothing, in our opinion, more important than the child's early years education. And this is an industry that's going to be booming, especially in India. There are more nuclear families, there are more working women, there is much more disposable income, and the forecasts that I'm reading say the industry will double in the next 5 to 6 years. So when we were invited here to share our little product, we were happy to jump at the chance. So here are my thoughts on how technology can benefit the early years sector in India, the 3 to 6 year olds. First of all, it helps the child. And I think from Samsung we've just seen a great example of that, how it can help the children with their learning and development, with their motor skills, etc. The teachers, of course, are the primary source for helping the children. And if we can save time, if we can save the nursery teachers time, then they have more time to spend with the kids. So a study in the UK arrived at the conclusion that the proper software in the classroom could save 70% of the time nursery teachers spend on administrative tasks. Simple things like eating, drinking, toileting, napping, to more complicated things like recording the learning and development can all be done at the touch of a button now, really saving an enormous amount of time for a teacher to spend with the children. The communication with the parents. This all started, if you will indulge me with a little true story. The founder and CEO, Sheena Johnston, quite literally went to collect her granddaughter about 5 or 6 years ago from nursery, and was very disappointed and quite cross that the nursery teacher didn't share any information about her granddaughter's day. And Sheena was babysitting. She wanted to know what had the child eaten, drinking, did she sleep? So that's how this all came about. That's when it started. So as we developed the software, in addition to making it really easy and super fast to use, there's an instant messaging tool with the parents, and every notification, everything that's recorded gets shared immediately with the parents. The parents can, of course, turn off the notifications, but then at the end of the day, they receive a daily story, almost like a Facebook timeline, with all the details of a child's day. Very simple, something we're all used to scrolling down on our phone, but valuable information. How else can technology help? Well, it can help the nursery owners, of course. If you want to optimize your occupancy rates, you can look at one screen and you can see exactly where you've got a waiting list, or you can move people, or you have to advertise to get more children in. Invoicing, registers, all the major administrative tasks that the daily nursery teacher doesn't do, but the owners do, can all be done as well. So this is basically how we see it happening. We were in the UK, and once the product was ready, we gave it to 50 nursery schools in the UK free for 3 months to feed back to us, to tell us what they thought, how it could be better, etc. The feedback was amazing. We tweaked it, made it better, and we continue to do so. And now we have over 100 in the UK, and our software development team, who has the best software developers? India. They invited us over, and this all happened very recently, and we questioned, are we ready? Not as a software platform, as individuals, but the opportunity was too good to miss. So we are here looking for 50 preschools in the beginning to give the software as a gift for 3 months, to get the feedback we need, to tweak, change, adapt the software, further develop it to suit the market here in India, and make it the best platform it can possibly be. So thank you for your time. If you have any questions, we're outside. I'm sure you've seen the booth. Be very, very happy to spend some time with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I request to Mr. Anand to come up on the stage to felicitate Mr. Peter from Nursery Story. Thank you very much, Mr. Peter, for sharing your presentation from Nursery Story.